Hey everyone, so I'm back. Just wanted to give you an update on my trip to Arkansas. I was able to go to Arkansas over the 4th of July holiday. So I went to Arkansas on, July 5th. I actually traveled to Nashville and I stayed overnight in Nashville, and that was a blast. I always have fun in Nashville. Um, and then I drove the rest of the way to Arkansas on Friday, July 6th, and then I was able to stay overnight there in Arkansas. I was able to see Heath Sanders, who is an up and coming country music artist, hopefully, so cross your fingers. Bobby Bones was able to discover him. So if you haven't checked his music out, definitely do so. Great vocalist, great artist. So definitely check him out. Heath Sanders Music on Instagram and Facebook. So definitely check him out. Check his music out. Awesome. So just a little bit about my trip. I drove about 2,100 miles or so, covered like 5 states. Like I said, I stopped in Nashville. And then Kato went with me, so that was fun. If you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, you saw some photos, some videos, things like that. I was able to see Knoxville, Tennessee, and Memphis, things I've never seen before. So some funny stories while I was there. I had a stage 5 clinger while I was out in Nashville, so that was pretty fun from a bachelor party. I got to meet some really cool girls that helped me get rid of him. That was pretty cool. So let's see, I think their names were Tina, Nikki, and Deb, and they were awesome. They were hilarious. I got to see some live music. Terry Lee, who was out at Whiskey Bent Saloon, was performing. She was awesome. So I got to see her. And then, like I said, Heath Sanders in Arkansas down at King's, which is a live music venue. So if you've never been there, and that was down in Conway, Arkansas. So great stuff there. Some travel tips, just to let you guys know some travel tips. I use my points that I have for a hotel, just for my regular job and for like rental car and stuff like that. But I highly recommend if you can be a rewards member of like Hilton or Marriott or Choice Hotels, or even just like Panera or other places, things like that. You can get some cool free stuff if you're constantly using, the apps and things like that. I'm a Starbucks rewards member, so I could get some free Starbucks while I was on the trip, stuff like that. So definitely recommend using rewards for apps and things like that to get free items there while you're traveling. It'll help. I also recommend knowing how far you can drive before you get too sleepy, because I drove about 11, 12 hours to Nashville, and then I drove another 5 or 6 hours it was to Arkansas from there, and then on the way back I drove the whole way. So Saturday morning I got up and I was able to drive for about 10 o'clock from Arkansas, and I drove all the way to Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, Lime, 9:30 Saturday night, and then I had to take a nap a little bit after that, and then I was able to take about 2 hours a nap, and then I got up and drove the rest of the way back to my sister's house. And tip for napping, use rest areas. A lot of people actually do that. So if you just pull over in a rest area and nap, it's safer than just like the side of the road, because I've seen people kind of pull over on the side of the road. Don't recommend that. So I definitely recommend using a rest area to do that. And then just lastly, I traveled alone, obviously just with the dog, but a tip for traveling alone is just be aware of your surroundings. If you don't feel comfortable with the people that you're with, when you're out, like if I went out in Nashville, so if you're out at the bar, if you don't feel comfortable, you're not sure of the people that are around you, say something to someone like a bouncer or a bartender or something like that. Just be alert. If you're taking an Uber by yourself, things like that, just constantly be alert, checking your surroundings in the parking lot, just knowing what's around you or who's around you, who's been following you, how long they've been following you. Just always check those types of things. I hate to say it, but especially females, traveling alone, because you just never know. And if you can carry mace or you can carry a knife, I carry a knife with me all the time. Even if you can be a gun owner. I am a legal gun owner in the state of Pennsylvania, and then knowing what other states will allow you to carry in those states, or will observe the concealed carry if you have a concealed carry. I do not have a concealed carry in the state of Pennsylvania, but knowing what other states are open carry and things like that, so they will honor or observe the fact that you have a registered gun in your state, or a concealed carry permit in your state, and if they'll recognize it in other states as well. So knowing that, if you're traveling alone too, is also really good to know. So that's it. But just some travel tips and just a little bit about my trip. It was excellent. Highly recommend Nashville. Also recommend Arkansas. Super flat. But one thing I did want to also mention too was that I noticed it was super flat, and there were a lot of cornfields and soybean fields and rice fields and things like that. But, and some people said like, oh, Arkansas, why would you go there? And of course I went for Heath and the music and his performance and things like that. But seeing Arkansas and seeing those fields and the crops and that kind of thing was just a good reminder of the fact that, we go to the store on a daily basis and we're buying food and things like that. And it comes from somewhere, right? Like, we don't just, doesn't pop out of thin air. And, for us that live in a more urban area, where we don't have the luxury of being able to see that, and I don't even say luxury, but we don't have the opportunity to really see that, we forget, and we just think like, oh, here it is in Whole Foods, or here it is in Kroger or Weis or whatever, and we forget that there's people out there every day that are planting those crops and tending to those crops, to make sure that we have the opportunity to have food on the table at night and to be able to cook and do that kind of stuff. So, thank you to our farmers. Thank you to the people out there in Arkansas that are tending those crops. We really appreciate you. So that was awesome to see and to remind myself that those people are out there doing that stuff on a daily basis for us. So thank you. So hopefully you enjoyed this little vlog about my trip, and I'll vlog a little bit more too, because I had some cool stuff come up, so I'll make some more. All right, talk to you guys soon.